I know you are here, child. Where have you gone, my little kitten?
The monster cooed as it stalked around my room, looking under my bed, the daybed, then turned to look straight at my closet. I muffled a gasp with my hand and closed my eyes, praying to every god that I knew that the thing would go away. I heard its claws scrape against the door as it grabbed the knob and it slowly creaked open. But before it could open it enough to find me, I heard the garage door open. It must have scared the thing off as I heard it run away quickly. My older brother, Derek, had come home and I basically tackle-hugged him, scaring the ever-living shit out of him. He asked me what was wrong as I looked like I saw a ghost. He had no idea. I told him what I saw and he thought I had just had a nightmare. I'm not 5 years old anymore, so I ignore it and ask him to at least sleep in the daybed in my room in case it happens again. And thank God he agreed. He probably did it to show that I was overreacting though, but I didn't care then. I was just happy I wouldn't be alone if that thing came back. I couldn't sleep. All I could do was think about that monster. What was it? How long had it been in my house? How did it even get in? My thoughts were interrupted by a loud snore coming from Derek, which almost gave me a heart attack. After a while of looking at the ceiling, I guess I dozed off as my brother was shaking me gently as my husky puppy, Nuka, licked my face. I sat up and pet her as I yawned, rubbing the sleep out of my eyes with my free hand and wiping Nuka's slobber off my face as well. I swing my legs to the side and hop off my bed after my brother left the room. I did my usual routine for getting ready for school. Get dressed, brush my hair, go to the bathroom and do all that stuff. I pick up Nuka to help her get down the stairs and set her down once at the bottom. When I walked into the kitchen with Nuka behind me, I grabbed my pill bottle and got a cup of water. I popped a pill into my mouth and washed it down with the water. Derek walked into the kitchen soon after.
Did you take your ADHD meds? You know how you get when you don't.
Derek said. I roll my eyes and give a nod as I went to the pantry to get a sweet and salty bar. They're good, okay? Some time passed as I sat on the couch with Nuka in my lap as I browsed through texts on my phone. I watched the corner of the street through a window and I waited until I saw the bus come around the corner. I grabbed my bag and lunch. Before I was out the door, I heard Derek call from the living room.
I have the day off work today, so don't be surprised if you see my car in the driveway when you get home, okay?
Okay, thanks for letting me know at the last possible second.
Bye, I called back sarcastically. I didn't hear his response as I shut the door behind me and walked to the bus stop. I got on as soon as the doors opened and sat down in the first empty seat I saw, which was the very back. Once the bus started moving, I closed my eyes and took a nap as I had stayed up late thinking and was quite tired. But I really wish I hadn't. The dream I had me sitting on my bed in my dark room. I looked around and tried to hop off my bed, but I couldn't move. The only thing I could move was my head. My mind raced as I thought of what could be happening. Then I heard it. The same growling as last night's, but it was coming from right behind me. I started to panic and tried to bolt off my bed and out the door, but I was stuck in place, like a fly in a spider's web. I then felt the cold, not sharp side of the thing's claws glide against my neck, holding my hair.
Your hair is so long, so smooth, so soft, so beautiful.
The monster's voice purred as it separated my hair into 3 sections, gently starting to braid it. I was confused, but more terrified than anything, and all I could think was why. Why was it being so gentle? Why was it braiding my hair and not killing me? Why was it so calming? I had felt myself calming down as it was braiding my hair. It felt like how I would have thought being in a trance would have been. When the thing stopped, I snapped out of it. I heard its echoing voice in my head as it spoke.
There we are. Much better. Now that cute face is not covered by your hair.
It said as its claws were lightly placed on my neck.
Now time to wake up. You're almost at your destination. Oh, and I hope you enjoy the gift.
It purred before its claws sliced into my neck. I bolted upright, gasping, putting my hand on my neck to make sure there were no cuts. I sighed in relief when I felt none. When the bus stopped, I got off and met up with a few friends of mine. I did my best not to show that I was unnerved until one of my friends, Hannah, mentioned my hair. I like what you did with your hair today, Kat. The braid looks perfect. Barely any loose hairs, she said. Did you or your brother do it?
I was confused, so I felt the back of my neck. I froze when I didn't feel flat hair, but a braid. I must have had a terrified look on my face as, through the sound of my heartbeat pounding in my ears, I heard Hannah ask if I was okay. I quietly told her about the dream I had on the bus, but I didn't tell her about the night I saw the monster. She tried to assure me that I must had been tired and had just zoned out as my brother braided my hair. I nodded to her as an answer. I couldn't help but feel like my friend must have thought I was insane. The bell rung shortly after, and everyone went to their first class of the day. All that day, I couldn't focus on the lessons. All I could think about was that thing. And before I knew it, the school day was over. Everyone was heading to their buses. All I wanted to do was go home and be with what family I had left. When the bus came to a halt at my stop, I got off. I saw Derek's car in the driveway and smiled slightly as I walked towards the house. When I got to the door, I had this overwhelming feeling of dread, like something was very, very wrong. I reluctantly opened the door and set my bag on the ground, taking my shoes off as well. Nuka usually ran up to me when she heard the front door close, but when I closed it, I didn't hear her tiny claws clicking on the hardwood floor. I started to call her name and Derek's as I walked around the ground floor of the house. When I didn't find them, I went upstairs, hoping it was just a joke about the monster that Derek believed was just me being paranoid. "This isn't funny, Derek. Come out, please. You're scaring me," I called as I got to the top of the stairs. I looked down the hall where there was a door on the left, my room, and the second door was to Derek's, which was at the end of the hall. I got closer and I noticed the door to Derek's room was open slightly. I slowly take the doorknob and push the door open. What I saw is forever burned into my mind. I saw my brother, dead. Long, clean claw marks were cut deep all over his body. His right arm and left leg were bent the wrong way. His intestines were spilled out of his open stomach. His chest was ripped open. Some ribs were sticking out and broken, showing his bloody insides. Then I noticed his heart was missing. My brother's heart was missing, like something ripped it out of his chest after he died. The thing that scared me the most wasn't the mangled, bloody mess my brother had become. It was that he was still bleeding. The pool of blood was slowly crawling along the floor towards me, like it wanted me to help it. All I could do was stand there in fear. My feet were rooted to the ground. I couldn't cry, I couldn't scream, I couldn't even think. All I could do was shake my head as tears finally rolled down my cheeks. I squeezed my eyes shut as I continued to shake my head. I felt a smooth, cold, wet hand place itself on my cheek to stop my head. I held my head down to get the hand off my face, but then I felt something sharp touch my chin and slowly forced me to lift my head. I opened my eyes to see the face of the monster that had been terrorizing me and the one who killed my brother.